Alright, so for Chicken Factory Part 2, I need to go to a new page. Well, you do need a new page for this part because it's a little longer. Alright, talked about Punnett squares. We talked about how they work. We talked about it's a 25% chance of offspring having certain genetic traits from their parents. So, for people learning at home, you need a coin that has heads and tails, preferably a nickel, a dime, or really a quarter, to show a chance, because a lot of the genetics is a chance. It really is. Alright, we're going to be looking at 3 different traits. First trait we're going to look at is comb size. Comb is that weird mohawk flesh thing that's on top of the chicken's head. Comb size. We're going to have 2 genes for this, one recessive, one dominant. Dominant, we're going to have giant combs. Looks like a giant fleshy mohawk, smacks them in the eye if they turn their head too hard. Versus, notice this is a capital G, so that's going to be our sequence. Little p for pea comb. Looks like a cute little rosette of flesh on top of the chicken's head. It is not tall. It literally looks like a rose of flesh. They're really kind of cute. But they're definitely small, way smaller than giant comb. Go ahead and draw a Punnett square for comb size. Up here is going to be dad. Over here is going to be mom. Okay, and we'll get back to that in a moment. Next trait we're going to look for, and if I'm going too fast, you can always pause me. Tail length. So, we do have things called selective breeding. You might have heard that term before when it comes to dogs or different animals that we have, especially domesticated animals. Actually, they had to be domesticated for selective breeding. So we have actually bred certain chickens to have extremely long tails. The Phoenix breed of chicken has 5 feet long tails in roosters. So we have long tails as the dominant, and short tails is going to be recessive. Go ahead and draw a Punnett square for that. Dad and mom. Okay. Third trait we're going to look for is feather color. Alright, for feather color, chickens come in a whole rainbow. Okay. Let's see. We're going to have red as the dominant trait and blue. Because yes, there are blue chickens out there, like the blue Andalusian chicken, which Gregor Mendel actually worked with. There's a reason why we're doing chickens. Gregor Mendel found that chickens are perfect for doing genetic experiments with. They have a lot of kids, they have kids quickly, chicks grow quickly, and he could have multiple clutches of chicks in 1 year. He could see feather colors in as soon as 3 weeks, comb size and tail length in as short as 16 weeks. That's only 4 months. He could get 3 rounds of chickens all in 1 year, okay? Especially in the Mediterranean where they have very mild winters. And he could count to see how many had different traits and who was mom and who was dad. And see those patterns. So, go ahead, feather color, if you haven't already, Punnett square, dad, mom. Alright. Taking your coin. Alright, we need to calculate what dad has first, because it's obviously blank. Heads is going to be dominant. Tails is going to be recessive. we're going to flip it twice to see what Dad has, okay? So I'm going to demonstrate first. I flip the coin is tails. So his first gene is actually pea cone, a little pea. Next, I'm going to flip it twice. It is now heads. So Dad has a pea cone gene and a giant comb gene. Okay? So he's actually a mix, but he only has a giant comb showing in his phenotype because he has that dominant gene. Mama, we're going to flip twice for Mom. Tails for her. And twice. Oh, she also has a giant comb. All right, go ahead and flip your coins, or you can copy mine, that's fine, for your first one. But I do want you to get some difference from me. Hopefully, you do have a chance of getting the same thing as me just by chance of flipping the coin. But I do want you to try and flip the coin and figure out the other ones. Let's do this one though. All right, first column is going to be P, so bring down P and P. First column, second column is obviously G and G for Dad. Going across for Mom, first row is P and P. Second row is G and G. All right. So I'm looking at this. If there's a G present, that's a dominant gene. That means that on mine at least, I have 1, 2, 3 squares that show G. That means I have a 75% chance of giant combs appearing in these two chickens' offspring. But I have one 25% square that has no G at all. It has 2 recessive P's in it, which means that I actually have a 25% chance of the offspring having a pea cone instead. So those are my percentage-wise chances from this Punnett square. If you have any questions, you can email me or Miss Lockhart. And my coin. Money, money, money. All right, go ahead and calculate out for Dad by flipping twice for tail length. So go ahead and do that. And once you've done that, go ahead and do it for Mom. So I'm going to go ahead and do it for me. Okay, so L. You get confused, remember the L or the S. S is recessive and L is dominant. So Dad has very long tails and very strong genes. All right, see where this is going? You shush. All right. I'm going to bring down Dad. First column, second column. Bring over Mom. S, S, L, L. All right, in this one, I have L's in all 4 squares, and L is dominant. That means no matter what happens, I can have short tails in any of their offspring. It is 100% long chance. Can't do anything about it. All right, feather color. First one is R, second one is B. B, oh, this might be interesting. Very interesting. All right, for feather color in mine, I calculated out Dad's, and I calculated out Mom's. Bring down Dad's, bring across Mom's. Huh. I have 50% chance of red, because I have 2 squares with R's, and I have a 50% chance of blue. Oh, that's interesting, because I have 2 squares with no R's in them at all. It's all B's. All right. Yours looks like mine. That's okay, we're learning. If yours is different, if you calculated out something different by using your coin, awesome. Now, I have no choice on this. If it is 100%, if you calculate one of your Punnett squares to be 100% of a certain trait, there is no chance of flipping a coin to get a recessive trait. But, like I said, chickens have big families. A hen can have up to 9 chicks in one clutch, okay, one grouping of babies. So that's a lot of chicks. I only want to calculate out for one chick, though. So I already know they're going to be 100% long tail feathers. But these two, I have a chance of having either or. So, again, heads are going to be dominant and tails are going to be recessive. If I flip and I get heads, they're going to have a giant comb. If I flip tails, it's going to be a pea comb. So let's see which ones they're going to have. Pea comb is tails. So I actually landed in that 25%. Feather color, heads it's red, tails is blue. Interesting, tails I got blue. So my chick, once it grows up to 16 weeks old, is going to have a pea comb, long tail feathers, and it's going to have blue feathers. So now, you also get to flip the coin one more time. There's a 50-50% chance that each offspring is either going to be male or female. Heads, it's a rooster. Tails, it's a hen. It's going to be a boy. It is a rooster. So calculate whether yours is going to be a boy or a girl. It's going to be a rooster. Now, as best you can, go ahead and draw out your chicky chick. Bark. Alright, since I have a giant comb, I'm going to make my comb ridiculously large. I have long tail feathers, so I'm going to make my chicken's tail feathers very long. Bark. Yes, I'm going to make chicken noises. Okay. If I colored this, it would be blue. But you can always write it too. And since it's a boy, I'm going to put spurs on its feet. Yes, beautiful feet. Because it is a rooster. Cock-a-doodle-doo. You can also put what are called hackles on its neck. Alright, I've calculated out. Oh wait, I actually gave it a big comb. Sorry. Okay, never mind. If it calculated out for that giant comb, it would have been a giant comb. But no. Sorry, dude, I'm going to give you a haircut. That is a pea comb versus a long comb. Big giant comb. Okay, so never mind. Pea comb, but long tail feathers, blue feathers. My bad. After you've drawn out your chicken, and you have labeled what color it is, I want you to name your chicken. And I'm actually going to go with one of my students' names that they named their chicken today too. His name is Breadsticks. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Please turn in your chicken factory paper to Miss Lockhart, either by taking a picture of it and sending it to her or bringing it into class. And I can't wait to see it too. All right, until next time.